to a spectacle, a tremendous light show hyping up this crowd as they get set for this matchup here tonight. Welcome to Notre Dame Stadium, the legendary home of the Fighting Irish. As we'll see the number 9 team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the 15th ranked team, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler here with Kirk Hermstreet. Let's get this thing underway. We'll kick this deep to start us off. Fielded in the end zone. It's Pauling. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. So Notre Dame's offense trots out there to open this game. We got a real treat today. We're going to see a matchup between a high-powered offense that's been almost impossible to stop against a defense that's been shutting people down. Kirk, this should be fun.
Well, this is what really you hope for in a game of this magnitude is good versus good. That's what we have, as you said, Chris. Outstanding offense, been producing all year, and this defense has been taking no prisoners, just dominant. Something's got to give today.
To the air, it's Carr. Short pass finds the tight end. Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Notre Dame and Georgia. You think about last time they played. It was a landmark victory for the Irish to go down into SEC country, into the Superdome, and knock off a heavyweight like Georgia. That was an enormous, enormous moment for Notre Dame.
Chris, really for decades, it's been a long time, since maybe going all the way back to Lou Holtz, that Notre Dame's got into these games in these kind of environments and been able to find a way to win them consistently. They've been close. They've had moments where they've gotten blown out on big stages against SEC teams, but this was an opportunity to really showcase how far this program has come. And the fact that Georgia had their backup quarterback, I think that Notre Dame defense, which was one of the best in the country, was just too good and too confident for the Dogs to overcome.
Notre Dame getting set for the 1st and 10 now. They'll change the pre-snap look now. The pocket breaking down. Oh, they trap him for a sack.
It just looked like the quarterback. Holding on to the ball a bit too long that time, allowed the defense to be able to get the pressure, and they come up with a first sack of the game.
First down sack pushes the ball back. Second down coming up. On the ground, it's low. Breaks loose at the 45. And here he goes. They make the tackle, but that's a huge chunk of yardage on that play. This Notre Dame offense is moving quickly down the field. And they'll go right back to him on first down.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Looking to pass. It's Carr. He's running out of time here. Escapes the pocket, but cannot make a play, and they sack him.
Boy, great job here by this defensive lineman from Georgia, using his hands and his speed to close in on the quarterback and come up with this sack. And, man, they've had some great ones over the years, Chris, as you know, starting with our guy, David Pollock, who had as good a career in his time in Athens as anybody who's ever put on that uniform. Richard Seymour, a brilliant career with the Patriots, but it all started in Athens. Jalen Carter, just an enforcer up front. And I even throw in Geno Atkins, who had a great career in the interior of that Georgia defensive line.
So on their first possession of the game, the offense stays on the field, and they'll go for it. Trying for a fourth down completion. Looks to his left and makes the completion. And he'll take us into the end zone, but hold on here. We do have a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So the beautiful scoring play is negated by that penalty. That's a tough break. Let's see if the offense can overcome it. So their first drive of the game, they're going to go for it on fourth down. Aggressive start. Wants to throw it. Looking downfield near the end zone. Caught near the goal line. Brought down at the 3, but that's enough for a first and goal. The Irish offense comes up here on first and goal. Keep it on the ground, trying to power in for the touchdown. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Well, that's exactly how you want to get this game started. First drive of the game to get 6 points. That's going to get these Irish fans fired up. And you know, touchdown Jesus is enjoying his view.
BAT is good. They jump in front, 7-0. The player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Bringing it out, it's Jones. Solid coverage there. They get him at the 15. That's where the offense will take over. So Georgia's offense makes their way onto the field for their first possession. They will go up against a secondary, Kirk, that talks about the no-fly zone. These guys are confident in their ability to just lock down wide receivers and take away the opponent's passing game.
It seems like every year in college football, there are secondaries around the country that want to brag that they have the best group of defensive backs. I think this defense and this secondary...
And it's intercepted. He stepped in front of that bullet. Breaks into the open. All the way back for the pick six. Touchdown, Fighting Irish.
Man, what a play by this linebacker. Just sitting back in zone coverage, does a really good job of reading the eyes of this quarterback, anticipates that throw, steps in front, and walks to the end zone for a touchdown.
With the extra point, the lead is 14. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And he'll lead the kickoff right there. We'll start with the 25. And the Bulldogs offense is back out on the field. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. It'll be interesting to see if this quarterback can bounce back. He threw a pick six in the last possession. And he dumps it off to the tight end. And he'll run out of bounds after picking up a few yards on the play.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
That completion makes it second and medium. A play action looking to throw. Grab behind the line. It's Frazier. That's a big hit at the end, but they earn a fresh set of downs.
Well, it's so easy to get caught up under the receivers and the quarterback, and your eyes get lost. You forget about the running back. Nice catch and a first down for this offense.
Pass complete for a first down. The offense gets a fresh set of downs. The back's got it. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
And they'll run it out of the shotgun. They bring him down just short of the marker, inches away from a first down.
It's not a huge gain here, but if you add up multiple runs like that throughout the course of a game, by the fourth quarter, you're going to start to see that affect the defense.
Third down, it's a handoff. Inside the 35. He's in the clear. All the way to the end zone. What a run. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Chris, all week I wondered if this back might get loose and come up with a big play like this. The defense had their back turned, couldn't really see where he was. By the time they realized it, he just had too much speed, and he's able to take it to the end zone.
Here's the point after attempt. And the extra point is missed. So far, this has been a battle on the ground. They completed the first quarter, and the run game has dominated. They've flipped ends of the field. We're ready now for the second period. Now they get set to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Price. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. The Notre Dame offense back out on the field. In that last touchdown drive, they just pounded away with the running game. Let's see if they can do it again. To throw, it's Carr. A deep shot to the left side. And it's hauled in. What a catch. Oh, and he breaks free. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Irish. No chance to catch him there.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
And now to try here for the extra point. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And it comes out of the 25. No return attempted there. And the powerful Georgia offense is back out on the field. The last possession was just old school power football. Let's see if they can keep that going here. Off the play fake on first down. That's reeled in. It's Thomas. They stopped the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play.
about the arm strength from this quarterback? He really didn't have any other option than to put it right in there and give it everything that he had. Great timing and a good job of squeezing that in between the defenders.
That completion makes it second and short. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. That one falls incomplete. Looking for a flag, doesn't get it. Brings up third down.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit with a big hit to knock that ball loose.
Off the incompletion, sets up a third down and 2. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. QB to the tight end. Completion. Tackle is made, but that's good for a first down to the 47.
Well, it's third and short like this, and the offense comes out in a shotgun, still leaving that option for a run. I thought it throws the defense enough for the quarterback to make a quick read, and the result is a first down and a big gain.
Dropping back, it's Stockton. He's got it with room to run. He's taken down, but that's a nice gain. They'll spot the ball now at the 35.
Really good route here by the receiver, but I love the quarterback's ability to look off that safety and make that throw, and that's part of the quarterback's job here when you play in Athens for this Georgia offense. They've had some great quarterbacks over the years, guys like Matthew Stafford and Aaron Murray, and more recently Jake Fromm, and of course Stetson Bennett, who won back-to-back national championships. And what they're seeing today from this quarterback, they got to be very proud of.
Makes it second and short. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside handoff. Talking about quickness, that play is absolutely blown up in no time.
Chris, I don't know if that's a misassignment by the offensive lineman or just really good instincts there by the defender, but that play is blown up right at the snap.
On third and short, they'll try to throw for it here. But they don't connect. It's incomplete, and it brings up fourth down.
Hey, the good news is here, Chris, they're still in field goal range, and they didn't cost themselves any points. But they could have more. You've got to be thinking about going for this on fourth and short.
And the Bulldogs will come to the line on fourth down, hoping to keep this drive going. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. Look out, he's in the clear. They'll finally bring it down after a huge return. The defense doesn't just get the takeaway, they set the offense up in great field position. So here we go, first play of the drive, under 2 minutes before halftime. Handoff from the shotgun. Tackled way behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose 7 yards. Notre Dame comes to the line quickly. Back to pass. It's Carr. Deep shot toward the end zone. The pass is dropped incomplete. Would have had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball.
Big shot here early in the game by the offense, but man, you got to give the defense a lot of credit. Not surprised at all or caught off guard, but it's aggressive chance by this offense and good position to take that throw away.
Taking a shot deep toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Good job all around. Offensive line gave the quarterback enough time. Quarterback puts it right on the money. And with this receiver running a route like this, makes it pretty simple. All you have to do is get his head turned around, catch that football. He's already in the end zone for the touchdown.
Got momentum and he's scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Bringing it out, it's Jones. And he's tackled at the 25, same spot it would have been, and he left it in the end zone. So the first play of the drive here coming up, less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Here comes a first down pass attempt. On the move now. Quarterback delivers complete to the right side. Defense reacts quickly, a very short gain on the play. No huddle now for the offense. They look to throw it here on second down. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. Tried to go very deep there. Good effort. Now it's third down.
Well, it's an incompletion here, but I bet this secondary is going to play a little bit deeper just to make sure they don't get hit on any deep throws later in this game.
It's another deep shot. That one falls incomplete. They tried to press it deep, but now it brings up 4th down. The Bulldogs will come to the line here, looking to keep the drive going on 4th down. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Needs a completion here on 4th down. Pulls it in. It's Bell. Powering through a tackle. They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield now. Georgia getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Back to throw. It's Stockton. Fires it to the wideout. He's picked for a 3rd time tonight. Could take it all the way. He'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Chris, that is back-to-back drives right now for this quarterback and this offense. Nothing seems to be going right. The defense is doing a good job of confusing the quarterback, who's obviously throwing the ball into coverage.
He cannot escape. It's a sack. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
There's a nice sack by this defense, something that they've been looking for. They've been on their heels most of this football game. That time they were able to get after the quarterback and bring him down. Let's see if that can provide a bit of a spark, see if they can get a little bit of momentum going their way.
Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Looking deep down the left side. It's dropped. Would have been a big play, but he could not hold on.
Well, they don't hit this one, but I love the idea of the offensive coordinator continuing to try to find the hot hand as a receiver. They missed this one, but keep throwing him the football. He's a mismatch against his secondary.
Moves out of the pocket. Quarterback takes off now, looking to scramble. And on the offense, will call a timeout. Something the coach didn't like about this. Crucial play coming up.
Love to see quarterbacks try to keep a play alive. He gave it everything he had here. He came up short of the 1st down, but boy, he gave him a chance.
Now 4th and long from the 43. Interesting play call here coming up. Looking for a receiver. A deep shot to the left side. It's complete. That's enough for a 1st down. And he finally steps out of bounds after a huge gain. It'll be 1st down and goal. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. Looks like the final play of the half coming up. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. To throw, it's Carr. Looking for 6. And it's picked off in the end zone. They bring him down, but a chance to turn that into points just before halftime. And a timeout is called. Important stage late here in the 2nd quarter. Time ticking away. Time for just 1 more play before halftime. 1st down. Looking to throw the football. And the pass falls incomplete in the final play of this 1st half. And that will do it for the 1st half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great one in South Bend going on. And talk about a 1st half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify. It's time to throw it back to our guys in the booth to start up the 2nd half.
All right, Kevin, thank you. We appreciate the breakdown. Notre Dame will kick it off to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Jones. Tackle at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. And the Georgia offense is back out on the field. After falling way behind in the first half, they need to find a spark right now to cut into this big lead. Another pick. Wow, that's the fourth tonight. Follows the pick with a nice return before finally being brought down.
Oh, Chris, against zone coverage like that and the ball thrown deep down the middle of the field, you've got to layer that throw in. Very challenging throw, requires a nice touch with a strong arm, and the quarterback that time just did not make the throw.
That's a nice wrap up there by the junior. Notre Dame comes to the line quickly. On second and goal, they'll give him another chance. Slams right into a wall. They got him for a loss.
What a great play by the defense here. Getting close to the goal line, not only do they come up with a big stop, but they send them backwards in the process.
Defense looking for a stop on third and goal. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. Big pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And they will score. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. Well, they began with great field position, and that didn't take long at all, Kurt.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an opportunity. Your defense sets you up in great field position. You're not looking for a field goal. You're looking for a touchdown. Give the credit to this offense for being aggressive and punching it in.
And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. So after putting up a touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Bringing it out, it's Jones. And he's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive. And the Bulldogs offense is back out on the field. Remember, the last possession ended quickly. An interception on the first play. Let's see if they can do better here. Testing the defense with a throw downfield. Oh, they almost had another interception. Only second down. Offense lines up for a second down play off the incompletion.
Boy, Chris, this quarterback is getting way too loose with the football. He's already thrown an interception on the last series, almost has another one here. He's got to start taking better care of the football.
Past the 25. Breaks loose at the 40. Breaks into the clear. Past the 20. And it's a long-distance house call. Touchdown, Dogs.
Chris, how dangerous is this offense? Well, of course, you know about the receivers, those vertical shots, but here's an example. You give the ball to the running back out in space, takes it all the way to...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He's looking to throw. And it's caught in the end zone for a two-point conversion to cut into this lead. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown.
35, Georgia, 14.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Pauling. Tackled at the 23, brought it out, tried to make a play, but good coverage that time. And the Fighting Irish offense comes back out onto the field. Looking to throw. It's Carr. Oh, it's incomplete. It was right in his hands, and he dropped it.
Everything about this play tells you about today's offenses and what they're asking out of their running backs. You can't just be a guy who runs the football anymore. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't do a very good job of it on this play.
It's incomplete. That was caused by the defensive pressure, and now it brings up third down.
Good adjustment here by the defensive coordinator. Let's face it, it's been a tough game so far for this defense. They've given up a ton of yards and touchdowns through the air. This time they figured out a way to affect his timing, and they get the pressure to hit him before he can make another play.
He stopped short of the marker, so it's fourth down now. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. And he's throwing for it on fourth down. Delivers quickly to the left side. He finds the running back for a fourth down catch. Finally marked out after a big gain, but hold on. There's a penalty marker on the field. Let's check this out. Now, instead of a nice gain, they're going backwards with that penalty call. They've converted both previous fourth down attempts, so why not try to make it 3 for 3? And someone on the line there moved a bit early. Offense gets a 5-yard penalty.
False start on offense.
And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. And here comes the punter onto the field.
In punt formation to kick it away.
And the fair catch signaled for and taken. And the powerful Georgia offense is back out on the field. Dropping back, it's Stockton. And they heave it deep downfield. Oh, and he could not hold on. Would have been a huge gain.
Oh, my gosh. They go for the big play and a drop. Boy, that hurts, and it hurts their momentum. A chance at a big play.
Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Caught over the middle. It's Young.
You see more and more offenses in college football going to 3 receivers, and the slot receiver a lot of times can become the go-to guy. He gets mismatches against either safeties, a nickelback, or a linebacker walked out, and you can take advantage of it.
Grab down the middle. It's Branch. And he's tackled just short of that first down marker. Good job by the defense.
Chris, great effort here by this defense to keep him short of the first down. Now they've got a tough decision to make here on this 4th down and short.
4th down, looking to throw for it. He's got it. Enough for a first down. They've got him, but they convert on 4th down, and the drive keeps going.
Boy, the defense is in the right coverage here. Looked like they had exactly what they wanted to be able to come up with a stop here on 4th down. But there's the timing between a quarterback and the receiver. They knew exactly where they needed to go. Great timing and a first down.
Looking downfield near the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. And he's wrapped up after a solid return.
Boy, great hands by the defender to take that ball away and pretty much steal it from the intended receiver. I don't know if I'd be targeting that defender very many more times.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. There's contact on the throw. Pass incomplete under heavy pressure. Just got it away.
Boy, that pass rush got in there in a hurry. Great job by this defense of disrupting the rhythm and timing between the quarterback and the receivers.
Looking to pass. It's Carr. Little floater there, but it falls incomplete.
Anytime a quarterback's able to recognize a free rusher like that, that's what the check down is for. He has to recognize the protection issues quickly and pivot.
Well, it's been tough so far to get this drive going. Now they face 3rd and 10 from inside their own 20. What's the call going to be? Looking for his big tight end. He makes the grab. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big game.
Well, this quarterback is unflappable. Here they are working with the lead in the second half. Get to a 3rd down. You got to throw the football. This is where you trust.
And they chase him down outside the pocket for a sack.
Chris, let's tip our cap to this quarterback. He has gotten hit. That's the 4th sack already in this football game. Now, he's thrown for a lot of yards, so it's been one of those cases where either our band is playing or your band is playing. One way or another, you're getting a lot of fireworks in this game.
Eludes a tackle. Defense stops him short of the first down marker, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter of play. And as we wrap up the 3rd quarter, let's check out the quarterback comparison. This has been a terrific duel. Both guys putting on a show so far today. And now entering the final period of play, is there an epic comeback in store? We're going to find out. after the break. Offense trying to convert here on third down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Caught near the sideline, but just a short gain.
Steps out of bounds at the 42. Offense facing fourth down.
Well, no surprise here. They're already 2 for 2 on fourth down. Try to make it 3 for 3 here. Dropping back, it's Carr. With the catch, it's Fields. They've got him, but he easily makes the first down. This drive keeps going.
I mean, Chris, look at this guy. I mean, you talk about having a great day throwing the football and leading his team to a nice, comfortable lead late in the game, and it continues. The coach is showing confidence of what he can do.
This Notre Dame offense is moving quickly down the field. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Running out of time in the pocket. And it falls incomplete. The defensive pressure hurried to throw that time.
Hey, I get the passing of football has had a lot to do with you building up this big lead, but at this point in the game, man, take care of your players. Get them out of here healthy, run the football, and get out with a win.
Looking to throw again. He lets it go. Almost makes a terrible freshman mistake. Lucky that it's incomplete.
It's pretty simple as a defensive coordinator. When the quarterback drops back to throw, if we get pressure on him, we got a chance to slow him down and win the football game. If we don't, could be a long afternoon. Good job here by dialing up the pressure.
The offense was moving well, but 2 incompletions sets up a 3rd and 10. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Looking for the wideout. Oh, that one's picked off. He could go. Now the 40, the 30. They'll finally bring him down, but what a play. The takeaway and a huge gain on the return. The Dogs line up with a 1st and goal. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived at the same time as the football. And now it's 2nd down.
Just a misfire here by the quarterback. These are tight windows, man. They open and close so quickly. You got to almost anticipate where you're going to put the ball.
Looking downfield. It's Stockton. Oh, he can't connect with the wideout that time. Incomplete.
Risky throw here on 2nd down. You know, small spaces down here can be an issue for any quarterback. Very interested to see what they call here on 3rd down coming up.
Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. Almost another interception. Can you believe it? It'll bring up 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board, and now the offense has a chance to kick a field goal by that missed opportunity and dropping that interception.
Motion now from the tight end. Offense looking to throw the ball. Caught over the middle. It's Thomas. No, they've stopped him short. The defense with a big 4th down play to protect this lead late in the game. All right, so it's 1st and 10 back inside the 5-yard line. We're going to see how much this play caller trusts his quarterback. How aggressive will he be from this spot? Tackle made at the 24 as they begin to put a drive together.
But how about this aggressive approach by this offense? They've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and these guys are continuing to throw the football. I think the offensive coordinator understands that he can't allow his team to get too comfortable or complacent, even with having a lead here in the 4th.
Looking to scramble. Extending the play now.
Well, that's just being crafty right here by this quarterback. It's not there. You pick up what you can and stay ahead of the chains. And who knows, do this enough, they'll have to start spying on this quarterback, which could open up some passing lanes that weren't there before.
What's the play call here on 2nd down for this offense? Back to pass. It's Carr. Throws it to the right. And it's incomplete that time, just out of reach of the receiver.
I mean, I get trying to get the football to this receiver. He's one of the most talented guys in the country. But with two guys bracketing him, I don't know why you would make that throw. Should have been intercepted.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Receiver makes the catch, and the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down.
Well, he's been their go-to guy all game long. They needed a big play there on third down. They go his way again, and it works out.
Notre Dame getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Looking for a man deep on the right side. Incomplete. They cannot connect on the deep ball.
Well, this offense has had a great day today. The game is out of reach. I'd be curious to know why the starting quarterback's even still in the game, and why is he throwing the football?
Defense is coming after him. Wow, a third pick tonight by the QB.
That's just a poor decision by the offensive coordinator and the quarterback. Working with the lead, run the football here and work the clock. Instead, throws it into coverage. Now they got a chance to get right back in the game.
Off the play fake, looking to throw. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. And it's broken up. Great defensive play to vent the deep ball. Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. Back-to-back deep shots. Here's another interception, but we're losing track. And that's a solid return after the interception.
Well, that interception really about cost him the game here. And I understand. You got to do everything you can to get back in and down by a couple scores. But the interception, for the most part, seals the deal for the defense.
Dropping back, it's Carr. A quick throw to the right. Another interception. Wow, that's his 4th tonight. Short return, tackled at the 21, but that's a huge takeaway for this defense.
Boy, this defense did exactly what they needed to do. Come up with a turnover here in the second half to get themselves back in the game. They get the interception. Now, can their offense come up with a way to cut into this lead?
Looking for a late deep shot. The pass is dropped. Would have been a big game, but he couldn't hold on.
How about the defense today? They have played so well. I think the defensive coordinator put together a great plan. His kids clearly understood their scheme because they have been aggressive and attacking all game long.
After the incompletion on 1st down, looking to throw it again. And the pass is broken up beautifully to prevent that big play. We're backed up here trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the 1st down. Taking a deep shot here late in the game. And it's incomplete. They let it fly on 3rd down, but now it brings up 4th. Down late, they'll keep the offense on the field trying to chip away at this lead. Fourth down, he's throwing for it. And they can't complete it. It's a turnover on downs. Defense stepping up there.
Well, they just had to go for this, Chris. Pretty obvious. Not much of a choice. Down late in a game like this, you got to be aggressive. You got to take a chance. This was clearly just not their day.
Now someone moved just a bit too early, and it cost him 5 yards.
False start of offense.
Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. To throw, it's Carr. Deep shot toward the end zone. And that's interception number 5. When will this QB get the hook? Oh, he's bringing it back. And he steps out after a nice return. What a momentum shifter this could be.
What a play by the defense. Really, the only way they can get back into this game is to create a turnover. They get an interception, and they're in business.
Looking for a late, deep throw. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete.
Well, here we are in the fourth quarter. The offense just trying to come up with something to try to spark this offense to give them a chance at a comeback. Unfortunately, the defense is playing smart. They're sitting back, anticipating these deep throws.
Play action fake, looking to throw. They try a downfield shot. That's a good effort there, but now it's third down. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. On third down, he drops to throw. Looking deep for late game heroics. That's incomplete. They weren't afraid to let it fly, but it brings up a fourth down. The Dogs will come to the line on fourth down, looking to convert. Trying for a fourth down completion. He's brought down. A sack will end this drive. Huge play here by the defense.
Chris, I totally understand why they would go for this here at this point in the game. You're down by 3 scores. We're in the second half. They felt the pressure with the possession that they had, the field position that they had. They needed to make something happen.
Putting toward the end zone. They finally stop him, but that gain is good for a first and goal. The game is clearly wrapped up. The offense looking to rub it in here in the final minute. Here's the handoff on first and goal. They make the tackle there, but a penalty marker is on the field. Let's see what that's about.
Offside.
What I always love to see on these offsides call is when they're always pointing at each other. You know, he did it. I didn't do it. Put it on him. Well, we know this time it's on the defense. They're going to make the right call.
Looking to throw. It's Carr. He makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Irish.
The coaches love to see a football team that doesn't get caught up in the scoreboard. They're just out executing and doing what needs to be done. That's what we're seeing from this offense. Yeah, they continue to put points on the board and they're pulling away.
It's flipped back to the kicker. He's looking to throw the ball. He makes the grab. A successful two-point try. They bump the lead up even more. Looks like they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. On the hands team does their job and secures the recovery.
Hey, it's the fourth quarter here. They're trying to get that football back. I don't blame them. Unfortunately, they couldn't come up with it.
And the Georgia offense is back out on the field. Well, this has been a disappointment. They've had their doors blown off here, just playing for pride at this point. And the motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust. That's Carr. It's Thomas. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain. And the offense takes a timeout with 15 seconds remaining. And a timeout taken now by the defense. 15 seconds to play.
Timeout, Notre Dame.
Important second down play coming up. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Looking deep to the right side. Oh, it's picked off. What a play. Football comes out. The offense able to fall on the football. Lucky to maintain possession there. And now a late timeout is taken. 6 seconds showing on the clock.
Chris, have you ever seen a play where you have 2 turnovers on one play? Great job with the interception. The defense has the ball.
Taking a shot deep toward the end zone. Throws it too far over everyone's head and incomplete. And a timeout is taken. Just 2 seconds left on the clock.
Love the idea of the defense getting more speed on the field, whether it's nickel or dime. Get as many defensive backs on the field as you can, and then sit back when you're working with this kind of lead in the fourth quarter.
Looking downfield near the end zone. That pass is incomplete, trying for an oh-by-the-way touchdown, but it's no good. Time expires. Well, this was a stunner. It's going to resonate around the college football landscape, Kirk. This lower-ranked team came in here and said, give us some respect. And they went out and earned it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a bit of a shocker to me, just to be able to see this team get run all over the field the entire game. Just didn't show up. I don't know what happened during the week with the preparation, but this blowout, I think, surprised a lot of people around the country.
And that's going to wrap it up. For Kirk Street, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.